Before we get started with today's review, I do want to announce some stuff. First thing, I do have a new podcast called Console Gaming Radio. I'll be discussing what games I've been playing, and I'm going to be telling stories on how I got into gaming platforms when I was a kid. The goal of the podcast is to have guests on so we can talk about stories and what they've been playing. So on next week's episode, I'm going to have Stadia talk on there, and I'm going to talk to him about games that he's been playing and how he got into Google Stadia. Second thing I want to announce is my Discord server. I launched my Discord server the other day. You could join my server. Link will be in the description. If you want to be part of my podcast, you could PM me on my Discord, and we'll discuss details there. Please rate, comment, and subscribe on this channel, and I'll see you around. Hello everybody, this is Garrett. Welcome to my almost 3-month Stadia review. I'm going to attempt to do something different. I'm using my webcam, using my USB headset. Well, I would use this one, but it kind of picks up a lot, so I'm waiting on getting a mixer to actually make that one sound better, because if I try to compress all the noise myself, it just sounds really tinny, and I don't like that. But this headset does not pick up a lot of background noise, and I just recently found out that like the Blue Yetis do pick up a lot of background noise, and that's what I don't like. So I'm waiting on getting a mixer. I do want to learn how to record with my webcam, because gameplay takes a long time to record. It just takes another hour out of my day just to get enough gameplay for videos, and that is actually part of the reason why I kind of stopped doing videos, because it's just so much time out of my day just to record gameplay footage. But that's why I just want to do video through webcam. So my Stadia review is going to be in a couple of sections. The first section is the launch experience on Google Stadia. The Google Stadia has been released in November 19th, 2019. However, a lot of people experienced delays in their Stadia. So a lot of people actually got their Stadias, Founders Editions, without their code. So they just had a box and they couldn't actually use it. Some people got their codes without their box, but you can actually use that on your desktop PC if you were lucky enough to get your code before your box. Me, personally, I got my box in a couple days after the launch. So November 21st, that's when I got my box. And I got my code, I think, a day later. I remember getting my code at work, and I was actually able to set up my Google Stadia at work using my code, so I remember that. Unfortunately, I couldn't choose my actual name, Garrett. Well, technically it is my actual name, but somebody else got the correct spelling of my name. So Garrett is my correct spelling, and someone already took it. But my Google Stadia name is actually Garrett with 1 T. So 2 R's, 1 T, and I'll probably leave it in the description of the video so you guys could add me on Stadia. Day 1 for me playing Destiny 2, you can actually notice an input lag on Destiny 2. So I was kind of like, it was kind of weird for me to actually play Destiny 2, because I came from playing on the PC. So I had good crisp input in playing keyboard mouse. As soon as I hit Stadia, as soon as I played on Stadia, that's when I really noticed it. However, today they improved it a lot. Like, I can actually play Destiny 2, and it's no different from playing it on the console. So they definitely improved it on there. I also purchased what's it called? Red Dead Redemption 2 for the Stadia, and it didn't really look that good, to be honest with you, because I also purchased it for the PC. It definitely looked a lot better on the PC than Stadia. I did test it out on my Chromecast and desktop. It didn't really look that good on both. If I go to 4K on the Chromecast, it only did 1440p and 30 FPS. But on the PC, I could play 1440p and 60 FPS. So I just chose to play that on the PC while still playing Stadia. I mean, while still playing Destiny 2 on Stadia because they have the Shadowkeep DLC expansion, and I don't have that for the PC. So that's where I played the Shadowkeep DLC until they wanted me to do a. It wasn't. It's not a raid. It's a strike where you need to have like 3 other people, and I just don't want to play with other people right now. So the cool thing about Stadia is I can actually play Destiny 2 free, well, without paying a online subscription, because the Xbox and the PlayStation does require you to have Xbox Live or PSN to play Destiny 2. That's why I switched to PC regardless, because I don't have to pay it online. You could get your save file from Blizzard.net or the Battle.net, not Battle.net, Bungie, yes, Bungie.net, and you can get cross saves, so you can actually jump from Stadia, PC to Xbox. And those games, Destiny 2 is actually free on those platforms. And I hope Destiny 2 will be free when Stadia base comes out. You probably won't get all the you probably won't get the Shadowkeep expansion. It'll probably just be the same package that you download from the Steam client. What I do like about Stadia on launch was the fact that there is no downloads, faster load times. Like Destiny 2 is so much faster to get into on Stadia than it is on my solid state drive on my PC. Even Red Dead Redemption 2, the best thing about that game is the fast load times, and I don't have to have 150 gigabytes used up on my hard drive. What a lot of people don't like about Stadia, me included, is 4K support. They advertised heavily on 4K support when it comes to Stadia, so this part we're going to be talking about the graphics. So on the PC side of things, you only get 1080p 60. Doesn't matter what setting you set on your phone, you're still going to get 1080p 60. On your Chromecast, it can output up to 4K, so it's not guaranteed 4K 60. What Google failed to do when it came to advertisement, they didn't disclose the fact that it's up to the publisher and developer to make the game 4K 60. So a lot of people are playing games that don't run 4K 60, and if you need proof of that, go watch Digital Foundry when they did their Google Stadia coverage, and you can easily tell, because I do play a lot of 4K games. My computer monitor can output in 4K, so I do play a lot of my less demanding games in 4K, and I do play my consoles in 4K unless I'm live streaming or capturing footage. Now, don't get me wrong, the games still look good. The fact is that you can play Destiny 2 in a console-like setting with 60 frames per second is good. Better than the Xbox. But the Xbox resolution is higher, so there's a trade-off. Less resolution, better frame rate, and you're not playing on a PC, no downloads. So that's something that you're going to have to look into. Stadia is a platform of convenience, not resolution, because the publishers and developers are not utilizing the hardware as they should. So what does that mean? It's pretty much standard with all new platforms. When the PS4, Xbox One first came out, the games looked like crap. They couldn't get the maximum resolution out of it because they probably don't know how to develop for the hardware, or they made the games cross-gen. They're just ports of the PC version or last-gen ports. You don't know, like we don't know. When Google Stadia becomes more popular, more accessible to, it gets into other people's hands more. When Stadia Base comes out, then developers and publishers are gonna give Stadia more of a focus on releasing better quality games. So I think this time next year you're gonna see 4K games, games that run better. But right now, probably we're gonna just see ports, and to a lot of people, that's just gonna throw a lot of people off to the platform, me included, because I own pretty much all these games that are on Google Stadia right now, except for like Guilt and games that I'm just generally not interested in, like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. But I do own the majority of the games that are on Stadia right now on other platforms, including Destiny 2. As far as input support, you could play on the PC with keyboard and mouse, your Stadia controller, PS4 controller, and Xbox controller. I haven't tried the Switch Pro controller because that I would have to put in the connect to with USB-C, and that brings me to the Stadia controller. With Chromecast, you can actually do that wirelessly, and that is actually done through your router, your wireless internet connection, and that's supposed to help with the input delay. The main reason why I personally don't use my Chromecast while playing Stadia is that TV just sucks. And when I was initially doing tests on it, I was getting really frustrated because I was thinking that is Google Stadia's fault, or our was mainly because I was having bad input delay. The sound was heavily delayed, and I thought that was Google Stadia. But I was using this TV more, watching Netflix or playing other games on my PlayStation 3, because my PlayStation 3 is hooked up back there. It's actually my TV, and there's no way I could change it. So this TV is just meant for TV use, not gaming. They don't even have a game mode on this TV. But that's a different video. So when you play on your desktop and you want to use your Stadia controller, you actually have to use USB-C connection. You can't even use wireless connection on your computer or your phone. Now, the controller itself, it kind of reminds me mostly of the the Switch Pro controller. For the most part, do like the feel of the controller. Don't like the triggers as much. The bumpers feel great. Another thing that I kind of don't like are the start and select buttons through here, or up here instead of down here. Kind of wish they were down here, then have the jewel button up here so I don't accidentally hit it, and have these two buttons that I am not going to use at all up here, if you guys can see that. So that's what I don't like about the Switch controller. The Stadia controller. I do like the fact that I do have the limited edition one, the Midnight Blue one, because I am a founder. I do like the fact that they do have a headphone jack on here, so you guys can use your 3.5 millimeter jack gaming headset. I do have an old Turtle Beach that I'm using for that purpose, and you can use your old cell phone headphones to that. I have an old Apple headphones that I use for this as well. But mainly, when I do PC, I'm usually either using my PS4 or my Xbox, but this thing ran out of batteries when I was playing Metro Exodus. As far as games goes, they do have a lot of games. Like I kind of poked fun at them for not having a lot of games when it came to Stadia, but at the end of the day, they're just not games that I want to play on that platform. I want to play new games. Like I want games to be released day and date with that platform. It's been almost 2 months where we don't have a game released on Stadia. The last game that was released on Stadia was Borderlands 3, and that game came out in September on other platforms. It makes sense that the game did not come out in September on Stadia because Stadia wasn't out. But I kind of wish that game was released in November on Stadia instead of December, and they didn't give you the complete version of the game. The game that you got, if you did purchase it on Stadia, is outdated, and that's when the game had a lot of issues. And to this day, that's the main reason why I still haven't finished Borderlands 3, even on other platforms when I know it's up to date. When Stadia Base comes out, and when there's more games that come out day and date to Stadia, that's when I could really start recommending the games. The pro games are actually pretty good. You get Destiny 2. You may not get Destiny 2 free for very long. So some of the older pro games include Destiny 2, the King of Fighters game. Then in December, you got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. You got Thumper. No, not Thumper. Farming Simulator. Then in January, you got Rise of the Tomb Raider and Thumper. And February, you have Guilt and Metro Exodus, I'm playing Metro Exodus right now on Stadia. So that's what made me keep my pro subscription, because I do want to place Metro Exodus on there. I don't like the Epic Game Store, so that's why I want to play that on Stadia, and that's probably another reason why I don't want to finish Borderlands 3 on the Epic Game Store, because I just don't like supporting that platform. Now, what I want to see Stadia do in the seeable future is, games like Resident Evil 3, upcoming third-party games. I know you're going to have third-party games come out for PS4, Xbox One, PC. I want to see Stadia's name on the majority of those games, because only having one game come out every 2 months, that doesn't sell platforms. That just shows that Google doesn't know what they're doing. And Google the other day released a statement saying that we don't announce games, the developers and publishers do. That is very true, because you don't see Sony announcing games every week. You see the developers and publishers do it. Google needs to be more aggressive on getting games onto the platforms, so the developers and publishers want to release games for Stadia. Like Resident Evil 3. Why isn't that coming for Stadia? Google should be talking to Capcom about that. Why isn't Doom 2016 on Stadia yet? That was one of the quote-unquote launch games coming out for Stadia. Where's that? Now, rumor has it they're going to release the game in March with Doom Eternal. That kind of sucks for Stadia, because I think they were actually hoping that Doom Eternal wouldn't be delayed, and that would be a big fall game for Stadia. I think that kind of screwed Stadia over, to be honest with you. Now, when it comes to this platform, the person that I agree with the most right now is Rich from Review Tech USA. It's a good platform. It works. I have the internet infrastructure to play on Stadia. You may not have the best internet for Stadia. You need 30 megabits down and 30, and I don't even know how much you need up, but I only have 10 up. You need to have at least 30 megabits down to enjoy Stadia, and I'm just glad it works as good as it does, but they need to have more games. What I want to see for Stadia is better communication from Google on getting the features that they promised for Stadia, and I just want to see more games. I want to see the next upcoming games this year on Stadia. Obviously, you're not going to get games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, The Last of Us Part 2, Halo Infinite, because those are console exclusive games. But I do want to see games like Resident Evil 3 Remake. I know Cyberpunk's going to be on there. I can't think of a lot of the other games that are third party that are coming out, because my eyes are set on 3 games this year, and that's going to be Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Persona 5 The Royal, and those are all exclusives. And at the end of the day, I just want to see games come out day and date for all platforms, all third-party games. I want all platforms to be supported. So that is Stadia, PS4, and Xbox One. Don't care so much about the Switch, to be honest with you. I haven't played that thing in a while. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.